Well, hey friends, welcome back to Watavue Mountain. As you may or may not be able to tell, we're back at the mountain today. Now, granted, we're not at the top of the mountain, not yet, but we did a thing. It was unexpected, a little improvement that just kind of fell into our lap. So we're going to talk about that today and a couple other things. So thanks for coming. Thanks for checking us out. As you can see, it's a beautiful, warm, sunny day. I don't know what it is, 80-something degrees. Humidity's nice and low. There's a little breeze down here. Can't wait to see what it is up on top of the mountain. But yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for checking us out. Like I said, God is good. He puts things in our laps sometimes when we don't even expect it. And I'm hoping we're going to find out together if this turned out to be a great call on our part or a horrible decision. So sit back, relax, get yourself something to drink, and let's get to busy. All right, in this video here, we talked about the easement, and we did a little time lapse with the old the Picasso, the knockoff GoPro camera that we have, where we drove this easement, right? So we have, to get to our property, we have a 1 mile easement in order to get to the top of our property. Now, of course, as you'll see in that video, it was always lumpy and bumpy, and thank goodness Blue Jeans got 4-wheel drive. We'd lock in the hubs, put it in 4-wheel drive, and we could get anywhere we need to get up to the top of the mountain. Drag the trailer, drag the camper, take all the supplies and materials that we needed to get up there. Because it's an easement, however, we don't physically own that property. The property owner owns that property, and then we jointly share maintaining that easement, that 1 mile easement. So they decided, independent of us, that they were going to fix a portion of that easement, and they hired a guy. So the guy was out here, professional dirt mover, excavator. He was on his bulldozer, and we just came up to do some work, and he was here just fixing the road right behind us. And we talked to him about fixing the rest of the road all the way up. If you check out that video, I might try to find some footage of the big hill. It was bumpy, it had a bunch of swales. We spent time on the mini excavator. I'll throw that video in there too if I can find that. I mean, I know I can find it, it's on YouTube. But the mini excavator, where we're working on that big hill to knock down those swales. That's the big hill that I was most concerned about. So the road behind us, I had already seen, and I'm absolutely blown away with the work this guy did. So I said, you know what, hey, he said, I can get all this done that you want done in 2 days. And I said, you know what, that sounds fair. Since he's already here, might as well strike while the iron's hot. Now, I got it, 90% or more of what we do on this channel is us doing it ourselves. However, again, this opportunity presented itself. The price was right. This guy's a professional. That hill was really bad. So enough of me jabbering. I'm gonna take the GoPro here, I'm gonna hook it to the windshield, and we're gonna just drive down the road. We'll drive and talk and see it together for the first time once we get to the hill. Like I said, I've seen this first part probably, I don't know, half a mile already, and then once we hit the big hill, we'll see what we got. All right, let's ride nice and slow and see what we got. So all this was just a big mud hole when we first started here. This was just a big washout. So this is way improved and much wider. This spot here, same way. It was all just a washout, rocky mess. Right up here at the top of this little ridge right here, there was a giant rock sticking out, as well as up at the next little berm you see there. There were giant rocks that he dug out and pushed out. Giant rock up there on the right, that used to be something we used to have to go over with the trailer. Of course, we're going to drive up this in old Blue Jean, but you can see all the way up to the top there. The swales are 99% gone. It looks like there's still a couple little ones here and there just to help keep the runoff. A little bit of a crown. Obviously we got to get this thing packed down and eventually get some stone on here, but golly, what a beautiful sight this is. I mean, I'm elated. I couldn't ask for anything better on this hill so far. Let's drive up there, see what it looks like as we go up. I'll probably stop and talk again because I'm just so freaking excited. I mean, this is you just don't know. This road was so unbearable that we literally contemplated selling the property because it was so difficult to get up to the top. So again, God truly blessing us, putting things in our path that we weren't expecting. I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to hire somebody to do it. I was just going to keep waiting till we finished the mini cabin. Oh, by the way, we're still working on the mini cabin. So I was going to wait until we were done with that to come back and fix the road. So what a blessing that God put this guy in our path, and that, from the looks of it, did a fantastic job. Let's jump back in the truck and go for a ride. Let's cruise on up and see how she feels. Oh, this is so nice. This is so much better. So a couple runoffs there for the water to come down. Yep, we're gonna have to get this packed down a little better. Nice. Oh my goodness. This is so smooth. This is just absolutely incredibly amazing. Another little tiny little swale there to get the water moving over on that direction. Just absolutely amazing. Of course, we got to walk a little from the top as well. You can see that's where we just came up. This dirt's all loose, so we got to get it packed down. Run over it a few times with the truck. Like I said, we'll contemplate the gravel truck, but you see he left the water's going to curve kind of from left to right, hit these small swales, and then run off into those ditches he made on the side. Now, of course, I might come back later and get the mini excavator or bulldozer and create some deeper ditches to help guide that water a little bit better on those sides. But overall, I love it. I'm really impressed. It's much flatter. Now, of course, I'm wide open to your comments. There's lots of dirt experts out there that I watch that I don't know, they might think something different, or maybe you're a dirt expert and you think something differently. Right now, I love it. Now, maybe after it rains a few times, we get a big heavy rain. It might not be so beautiful after that, but we'll just have to wait and see how that pans out. So we got a little further to go. Let's jump back in the truck, and we're gonna head on down around the corner and see if those mud holes are gone. Well, like I said, this was an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. The bonus was the guy said all that work, so coming up the big hill and coming down this road, he said it would take him 2 days because of all the big boulders. And I'll throw some pictures in of those big boulders and other big rocks that he didn't know what he was gonna get into. So he said it was gonna take him 2 days to get all this work done. And it turns out it only took him 1 day. So it was, again, just blessings. I mean, I wasn't prepared mentally to spend that money or have it done right now. I had every intentions of doing it myself. And now I know there are going to be folks out there that feel some kind of way about us being a DIY channel, that we hired somebody to do this. However, the great thing is it doesn't matter. We're still DIYers. We just had an opportunity and we took advantage of that opportunity. Now, I've said from the beginning, if I get to something that I don't feel like I can do or is outside of my wheelhouse, that I was going to hire somebody to do it. So maybe when I get to the electrical or I get to the plumbing or something like that and I can't figure it out, I might have to hire somebody to do that. So far, we haven't had to hire anybody to do anything. Thank goodness, until this. And we didn't really have to do it. It was more a matter of improving the joy that we get in coming to the mountain. We love being on the mountain, but as you know, we're not here all the time. So when we do come, sometimes we cook, sometimes we go into town to eat, and the travel into town, it used to take us almost 20 minutes just to go that mile because the road was so bumpy. Now I can't even imagine it's going to take us, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, especially once this gets hard packed and we get some gravel out there. So it's just going to improve the quality of our lives and the joy that we get in coming up here. I wouldn't say the joy, I think just take some of the burden out of getting here, because now you don't have to have a 4-wheel drive to get here. You could, again, once I get gravel on that, I think, or maybe once it just gets a good hard rain and packs that down, you could probably get by with a 2-wheel drive vehicle getting up here. So it's really just, it was a win-win-win for us all the way around. And again, send your negative comments that, oh, you're a sellout, you're whatever, because we paid somebody to do it. The guy's a professional. There's no way I could have done what he just did in 1 day. Probably I couldn't have done all this in a week. So it made sense for me to just go ahead and do it, since he was already here doing work for the property owner whose easement we come across. So that's where we're at. That's how I feel. And like I said, if you feel differently about it, leave your comments down below. We'll take it, whatever it is, good or bad. Since I'm here, I might as well do a little bit of work. Nothing I'm going to show you. It's all a bunch of piddly stuff. I gotta feed the raccoons and the squirrels. You know, I've been fighting that for a year now, and I got to kill some grass. I brought some grass killer around those solar panels, and just a little bunch of piddly stuff that I got to take care of. So yeah, so that's it. Thanks for coming. Thanks for checking us out. Like I said, we're absolutely blessed. We could not pass up this opportunity. It's going to be so much easier for us to get up and down this mountain now. I think it's just it was an incredible opportunity that I believe God laid in our lap, because Sean was not happy with the previous road situation, and I wasn't in a place where I feel like I could fix it right now. So to have this is just an absolute blessing. So thanks for coming. Thanks for checking us out. As always, blessings all the way around to you and your family. Like I said, we keep trying to put out good, and the more good we put out, the more good we get back. And I hope it's the same for you. I know it would be, because that's the way God works. And Jesus says that's how you do it. The more you do for others, the more you get done for you. Not that you should do that for that reason, but it's the way the universe works. It's the way that God works. So think about that the next time you're trying to do something for yourself and not thinking about others. So thanks for coming. hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon if you like what we're doing up here. If not, leave a comment. Tell me what we can do better. In the meantime, look up this way. I'm going to post another video. It'll be something probably related to the mini cabin build. It might be me throwing some rocks down. I don't know if we're going to do that yet or not. But we're glad you're here. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next time. Be safe.